Liverpool have finally made a formal bid to Newcastle United. We are nearing the peak of what could be the biggest transfer saga of the summer. Liverpool have made a bid of £110 million for Alexander Isak, and this has been rejected by Newcastle. Some of the initial reports said that Liverpool could come back with a subsequent bid, but the latest that we have from Paul Joyce is that no, this is not going to happen for now. So what does this mean? You obviously do not lowball Newcastle at £110 million and then say, okay, now I'm not interested in the player. Liverpool, I'm sure, very well knew that this would be rejected by Newcastle. अभी न्यूकासल को अलेक्जेंडर इसाक का रिप्लेसमेंट मिला भी नहीं है. There is no way they would have accepted even a 120 million plus figure, because that would put Newcastle in a very desperate situation while they're looking for a striker in the market. So there's clearly no point in bidding more. And this bid also shows Isak Liverpool's intent कि they are coming after him. मैंने अपनी लाइफटाइम में लिवरपूल का ऐसा फेस कभी नहीं देखा. This is clearly a watershed moment in the club's history. I know we've signed Alisson and Van Dijk for record deals in the past, but this is different. To break the British record twice in one window and also have the three most expensive players in the current transfer summer, ये बहुत अलग hit होगा यार. Newcastle, on the other hand, have been slapped around by everyone this window. They've been rejected by so many players कि if you ask Isak to even search for the slightest of positives, तो वो ज़रूर struggle करेगा. Getting Sesko in has to be massive for Newcastle to save some face, and they might end up overpaying for him. Newcastle had a great chance to tie Isak down to a new contract in the past, and they blew it. Amanda Staveley and Mehrdad Guddusi were former co-owners of Newcastle United. They sold their shares of the club in the middle of 2024, but before doing so, they had promised Isak a new contract with improved terms. फिर आते हैं एक new director of football, Paul Mitchell, who then refuses to keep up the promise, which obviously infuriates Isak. वो कहते हैं कि जब 4 साल ऑलरेडी बाकी है डील पे, then what's the hurry? और अब 1 साल बाद पॉल मिचेल भी क्लब छोड़ के जा चुके हैं, and it said that he probably did not get along with Eddie Howe, but who knows? And Newcastle now do not even have a proper director of football, which probably signifies the instability there in terms of execution and personnel. It's reached a point where I don't want to speculate why, but Eddie Howe's nephew now works as assistant head of recruitment. So will Isak leave? At this point, if I was a betting man, I would definitely say yes, but it remains to be seen how this situation unfolds. Clearly his behavior at the club is not ideal. अगर हमारा कोई player ऐसे करता लिवरपूल में तो शायद हमें भी अच्छा नहीं लगता. But you can clearly see in this situation that there is more than what meets the eye. ये situation पिछले साल से चलता आ रहा है. Isak, to an extent, is justified in thinking that you didn't commit to me last year, so now I want to explore other options. At this point, handing in a transfer request looks the likely next step if there is another rebuttal from Newcastle. Isak and Newcastle's relationship looks fractured at this point. Even if they manage to keep hold of him this summer, I don't know how this toxicity helps this season. I mean, how can Isak and the Newcastle fans keep going like nothing happened? मेरे हिसाब से they must be desperately looking for 1 or 2 strikers. They are only looking weaker with time. And any public display of defense of Isak could only be to buy more time while they find replacements. Now, how much money can Newcastle ask, and is it justified? You are asking for £150 million for a player you just can't afford the wages for. Can Newcastle pay him what City pay Haaland or what Real pay Mbappe? No, so eventually he will have to leave. Alexander Isak is a special player. He is a once-in-a-generation kind of striker. He is an honorary regen in terms of his flair and how they play. It is so exciting to watch. A month back, I would have said he's not even in the market, but now he clearly is and is going to attract a massive transfer fee. He's genuinely up there with the best strikers in the world, could easily be in the top 5. Isak is world class at dribbling, passing, link-up play, and most importantly, finishing. Yes, aerially he can improve, but he's still one of the most complete striker profiles in the world. I've tried to keep away from this saga for the longest. मुझे बिल्कुल नहीं लगा था कि लिवरपूल इज़ैक के लिए जाएगी, neither before we signed Florian Wirtz nor after. That one signing was surprising enough, and to sign Isak as well would be mind-blowing. Now, how much can Liverpool pay? Liverpool have had a net spending of roughly £121 million. Liverpool have done such a great job with their sales, but the best part is that they still have Darwin Núñez and Harvey Elliott up for sale. That could mean more than £100 million still coming in this summer. Liverpool had an income of around £250 million by winning the Premier League and finishing first in the Champions League group stage. On top of that, new commercial deals like the Adidas one have kicked in, so it is financially a great time for Liverpool. Liverpool could easily go on to spend as much as they want this summer. At the start of the season, I expected Liverpool to sign 5 to 6 main players. In my opinion, the top priorities personnel-wise would have been striker, left back, right back backup, and rotation options for centre back and DM. And tactically speaking, I would say there were two problems to look at: creativity without Trent and injecting some real pace. Personnel wise, we have signed a striker, we have signed a right back, and we have signed a left back and an attacking midfielder. And the attacking midfielder solves the creativity problem because Wirtz is so amazing at it. And with Frimpong and Kerkez, you have two fullbacks with genuine pace. Now, what would be good business from now till the end of the window? Yes, Isak is paramount because you just sold Diaz, but I think a centre back is as important as Isak, if not more. Only Konate and Virgil as defensive options at the start of the season is a disaster waiting to happen. And with Konate's contract situation, this becomes even more tricky. I think it makes sense to get someone like Mark Guéhi in, who will be a dependable option for the next few years. I would give Liverpool a solid 9 on 10 if we get both Isak and Guéhi. It won't be a 10 on 10 window because we didn't sign a DM. Still feel we need someone who can rotate with Gravenberch. Endo को अगर slot trust करे तो शायद हो जाएगा manage, but we saw no signs of it in the previous season. My prediction is that we'll still get one forward and a centre back. Whether those are our dream targets remains to be seen. If you liked this content, please like and share the video. And do let me know in the comments आपके क्या thoughts हैं on Alexander Isak saga and Liverpool's transfer business this summer. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye all.